Okay guys, like I said on the previous video, I'm gonna be starting with the suspension. So yeah, as you can see here, I'm going to inspect just a few components here. The key thing here guys is safety. So like I said, I'm doing this on a budget, so I'm not looking to do a full suspension overhaul. So I'm just gonna see what's worn down, what I can replace, because another thing is that the parts are also gonna be very hard to find, so I must be careful on that one as well. So what I'm gonna do now is I think I'm gonna just start with the control arms, because the wheel on the left, the wheel on the right, it looked like it was leaning a bit. So I just want to check what's going on there. Those bushes, definitely I'm gonna need to check them out as well. This is the left side. So you can see the calipers and the brake discs, and yeah, everything is just went with the ages. So I see it had a brake sensor as well, so that's something. Yeah, I'll look into that as well. So yeah, overall the suspension doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that bad. Yeah, so I'm hoping I won't find any nasty problems down there. So yeah, I'm gonna start to basically to lubricate just the suspension bolts, those that I think I'm going to remove. So I'm just gonna quickly just go with some Q20 and just lubricate some of the nuts and bolts, just to penetrate in, to make it easy for me to loosen them. Because yeah, working on old cars, you risk of breaking the bolts sometimes when they're too hard to loosen. So it's always recommended to at least lubricate them just before you loosen them, then it becomes better. So yeah, I'll be removing the control arm. So it was my first time working on this car, so I was kind of like just working my way through everything. It's pretty much straightforward, so yeah, it wasn't that hard to figure out the different components and how to remove them. So yeah, I went ahead and did that, and the tie rod didn't look that bad. Honestly, it didn't look that bad. Even when you try to move it, the play on the joint itself, it was very, very hard to move. So I'm happy with that. So next is to remove that nut from the I think it's the caster rod, that retaining nut, because it goes through the control arm as well. So that also needed to come out. So yeah, as we move right along, yeah, everything was pretty much easy to remove. That's why I said to lubricate it in the beginning, it always helped. So yeah, the bolts just came right out, and it's a pretty much easy job when you actually are technically inclined, or when you're like, you know your way around tools. It's pretty much an easy job. So yeah, gonna proceed now. I just noticed a bit of rust there on top while I was busy, so hey, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, man, I'm happy with the progress so far. As you can see, also the rubbers on the ball joints as well were a bit torn, so I guess it was a good call actually just to inspect them, to remove them, and just to see what's happening there. Yeah, just so at least to help with that stability, man. It's one thing to have a nice looking car, but it's another thing if that car is not safe to drive, So safety is very important when you trying to rebuild an old car. I'll tell you a story of one of the car I used to own, and yeah, man, the reason why I'm actually starting with the suspension is because from experience from my previous project that I used to have years ago. So yeah, I'll tell you that story another time. For now, it's off to look for these control arms. I met a guy on Facebook Marketplace, and he said he was stripping a car. So yeah, lately Gondli is Gondli. The guy here I was with had what I was looking for, and with these cars apparently you can't press out those ball joints, so I had to look for control arms that were basically in a better condition than mine. And yeah, I had to work with them. So the ones that I got from the guy, the ball joints were actually in a good condition, so actually I was happy with that. Then other than that, man, I came for control arms. Then I saw other things that I also wanted on this car, man. It had the rear bumper, it had it had the front seats, driver and passenger. Remember those E90 seats that I didn't want, and that steering wheel, man. I'll come back for it, man. So I came back with the traffic, so I arrived late, but nonetheless I got my stuff that I was looking for. So yeah, I'm happy, man. I'm happy. The guy gave me a good deal on the seats, the bumper, and what else? There's a bracket. Yeah, there's another bracket for the bumper as well. So I was happy with that. Yeah, man. So this is how my old control arms looked, man. That's the right hand side control arm, the one I was talking about. So you can see I managed to even hit out that bush the way it was so loose. So yeah, man, I'm gonna at least try and source out those bushes per sample. Hopefully I can get the correct size. It doesn't look promising from the calls that I've made, because yeah, man, when you call, the guys don't really want to help you. As soon as you mention it's an old car, yeah, it's like you're just giving them a hard time. So I'm just gonna drive around and look for them, and hopefully I can find something that I can work with, because it doesn't look like I am gonna get the correct size or the correct push that I'm looking for. So I have to mix and match and see what I can get. For now, I'm gonna try and dismantle it. I wanna take it also because they need to press out the bushes as well. I was just lucky to be able to take that one out with just the hammer. So yeah, as again, like I said, lubricate. So we're gonna remove the control arm, the bracket from the control arm that holds the shocks and the tie rod end. Then I'm gonna take only the control arms to the guys so that they can press them out. I do have a press machine, but it's a long story, guys. It's a long story. So yeah, it's off to the guys to see what they can do for me. On arrival, couldn't get the help that I needed, but I managed to find these guys, and they were willing to try out what I wanted to do. So we didn't get the correct size bushings, so we had to work with the size that they had, which was slightly bigger. As you can see, they're struggling to press it in, so it was slightly bigger. At this point, we didn't have the tools to do much about it, so we just had to force it in somehow. Then after that, it was off to the engineering guys to actually make the hole bigger, because I discovered that when I was gonna fit it, the hole was too small for the caster rod. So we had to take it to engineering, and the guys drilled it out for me. Then yeah, after that it went in, and then yeah, I mean, it looks better on this side. It looks better. As you can see, that arm is already went in, and I fastened it on the other side. So yeah, so everything looks good for now. The other thing that I wanted to point out is you can see those yellow bushes. I'm not happy with the way they are sitting on that thing, because I looked for them and I couldn't find the correct size that could actually fit and allow the whole bolt to go in. Because when I went to the parts guys, I think they tried to sample them. These are the old ones, and they just struggled to find the correct size with that lip at the end. So eventually the guy looked around, and then he gave me I think those, I don't know from which car it was, but the bushes were big. They were just too big for what I wanted to do. The hole was too big, the height was too big, the the diameter I was happy with, but the other dimensions, I think it was too big. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to those bushes and try to sort that out. And before that or after that, then I'm gonna tackle the brakes. As you can see, I already tried to bleed them. I opened the bleeding screw just to see if any fluid will come out. So at least some of it came out, so I'm happy with that. So yeah, the next video that you're gonna see will be me just trying to work on the brakes, see what's happening there, see how we can get that up and running. And then yeah, I can put back the wheels and roll the car around. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys.